there any questions or doubts, surprises? Yes.
I would like to ask about Tonglen that often I'm afraid that like when breathing in, I can, especially when like breathing like others suffering, that it's very easy for me to take the suffering in, and I can relate to it. Like okay, they're like suffering, but when I have to breathe the compassion, like that's impossible. So I'm like afraid to practice Tonglen because I think that I will just keep on piling up like suffering inside of me, and not doing the like compassionate breathing, and in the end I will just like make it worse.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. Can we pause that a bit? Because it's not directly related to what we did now. Because now we did Tonglen with ourselves.
But for like even for myself,
Aha,
it's the same.
okay,
Like
yes. So the challenge is for you that you are afraid that by breathing in, the difficulty is that it becomes stronger and stronger, and that it is difficult for you to breathe light and healing into it. Yeah, that's right. I understood
like
that.
in my body I was able to find the like
Yeah.
suffering, and it was like the feeling was very strong.
Yes.
When I was breathing out to my own suffering,
Yeah.
it's almost as if I cannot breathe.
Yeah. Yes. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. What happened then?
Well, like
You got
nothing
stuck
happens.
or nothing happens?
Yeah, it's just like suffering.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm. Mm. So that would be, in general, the first step in Tonglen is to reconnect or to establish a ground of or an experience or a taste of Buddha nature. So before you do the practice of Tonglen, what is important that you, through a symbol or through an insight or through a memory, you connect with that capacity inside of you which is able to transform anything. And so you breathe in the pain, knowing that there is something in you, an innate capacity, which can transform this pain. And one possible image, and we can try that after the break, is that you imagine in your heart a lotus and a jewel. And in that lotus and the jewel, they are symbolizing the two aspects of your Buddha nature, compassion and wisdom. So that's what you first connect with. Another possibility is to imagine Jesus or the Dalai Lama or Buddha in your heart. Or a ball of light, or your protective angel, or so that can be very personal, something which for you symbolizes and connects you with that transformative power of love. So that's the first thing. And then when you do the breathing in of the pain, you imagine the pain as a kind of cloud, and as soon as it touches the Dalai Lama or the Jesus or the Chenrezig or whatever can symbolize the lotus and the crystal. As soon as it touches that, it's being transformed. So it disappears. So what is important before we do the practice of Tonglen, that you cultivate that kind of experience, that kind of relief through being touched by love. And it could be that to experience that and to feel how it feels in your body, that is actually a quite long journey. Because that's not something you just figure out in your mind, like, yeah, I have the Buddha nature and I can transform anything. It's something which needs to be a felt experience. And that kind of experience is, some of us, we need to really like, what does that mean? What does it mean? How does it feel to be touched by genuine love? A love which does not want anything. A love which is not manipulating you. A love which is not waiting for you to behave in a certain way or be the good girl or the good boy. A love which just completely, how does that feel? And before that, before you have not met that, or before something in you cannot recognize that, then Tonglen is not that. Then Tonglen you can still do it, but it's more. It stays kind of on a surface. It becomes like a visualization, what people call a visualization. Of course, you can visualize anything, but does it actually make a difference? Does it make a shift? So that is like the exploration. The question is also, with this embrace, with this accept, how does that actually feel? How does that feel in your heart, in your hands, in your face, when you feel loved, when you feel seen and accepted? In the Tibetan tradition, one important door to that kind of experience is to meet a master who is embodying that. Sometimes that's the first time where we feel that it is actually possible, that kind of love is existing. Maybe some of us have experienced it with a grandmother or grandfather, or moments where as children we felt really safe and loved and accepted and seen. This is a journey for most of us into that space. I remember when I met the first time I met this space was when I did my first long retreat in 20 years ago in India, in Dharamsala. And I just had started to practice in the Tibetan tradition. And the whole Lama Guru thing was completely beyond. I couldn't get it. I thought it was stupid. This groupie, the groupies, the guru groupies. And then I did this 3-month retreat, and throughout in Tushita, a retreat center. And then during that retreat, we were invited to meet a Tibetan teacher, a Tibetan master, Rinpoche, who was one of the last old masters who had been trained in Tibet. He passed away a few years ago. And Rinpoche Rinpoche had spent about 20 years in Chinese concentration camps. And he emerged out of that experience not as a traumatized, bitter person, but as this Yoda. Also with secret powers. Yeah, so the secret power of compassion. So we went into this room. He was living, he had a room in the monastery of the Dalai Lama, so we went into this tiny room and he was sitting there on the bed. He was 80 something or 70 something, and he couldn't speak English, so there was another monk who could speak some English, so he translated a bit. But it was amazing to step into that room. It was just like, ah. And I remember the feeling I had, you know, when I sat down, and we did some prayers, and he was just sitting there and looking at us. I had a feeling of, if I could, I would take my heart and I would give it to him, and I would say, take care of this. You can do it better than me. That was my feeling. So when you have that kind of experience and you go back there and you familiarize yourself with that possibility, and then you realize that what I actually saw in Rinpo Rinpoche, it's me. It's the true you. It's the true me. He is just reflecting my truth, who I am. So there, the guru devotion becomes the true guru devotion, the devotion to the true guru, which is you, the real you. That's the true guru, the inner guru. So, and then to the inner guru, no pain is too much. No pain. You can't pile. You can't. You can pile and pile. To the inner guru, no pain is too much. Because the inner guru is unconditioned love, but also the wisdom. The wisdom of recognizing that things don't exist in the way they appear. So somehow, a little bit, as glimpse, as a sense, as a taste, to connect with that. And then do the practice of Tonglen. Then you can breathe in the pain, your pain and the pain of all people. And then whatever is touched, whatever touches that, is instantly transformed. Does that make sense? Yeah. That does not mean that we can only start the practice of Tonglen once we are established ourselves into that, because then we might not start with this in this life. But so while we do the practice of Tonglen, we also work and dive deeper into this exploration. What does it mean to be loved? What does it mean to be seen? Where are these moments? How would it feel? Where are the words, the instructions, the gestures, the text, the poems, where you feel that, where you get a sense of that warmth, that kindness? that acceptance, that embrace. How does it feel to actually embrace and to be embraced? If you have children, then you can imagine that you have children. It's like that loving gaze you have in a good moment, which is, of course, then Buddhist teachers say, yeah, it's attachment, and so it's bullshit. There's love. There's no, it's not bullshit, but it's mixed. It's mixed, but there is that unconditioned love. So there you have a glimpse of what that means. So now, how would that feel to turn that to yourself? Because mother also needs a mother. So mother needs a mother. So, and you can use your own motherhood as a door. So you kind of and then you turn it around. Yeah. Do it the same moment, like I would do everything. I would die for you. Yeah, I would die for you. I would give my life. So and then you turn that around, because mother also needs a mother. So that's the embrace, the accept, in the same way as a mother accepts her child. In the good moments, of course, since you also bring your shit into this relationship, then there will be many moments where you feel judgmental and you want to fix and control and manipulate, and but the good moments where you step into the gaze, the loving gaze. So different. I give you an example, which I also bring into my meditation. So it's my teachers, of course. It's my wife. So she has 2 children, and she has this mother. She is a mother, and I particular. She does that quite often, but I remember particular one situation. I was somewhere teaching and I missed the plane. Somewhere in a city, and the plane was gone and I was stuck. And I was tired, I wanted to be home, and I didn't know what to do. And so I called her. And I said, yeah, I missed the plane. And she said, oh. Oh. And I was, because what she didn't say was, yeah, it doesn't matter, you get a hotel, you blah, blah, fix, control, you shouldn't feel like that. No. And so that's sometimes that's now my mantra. Yeah? It's yeah, so it's not Omani Padme Hum. It's Mani Padme Hum. Yeah, and that's so there that compassion, or that acknowledging and seeing how I feel and not making me wrong, is a felt experience. So it's possible, and nothing works always, so it's not like now I find the solution, but it's one of the possibilities I have now when I have a difficult moment to invoke the mother, the healthy mother. Yeah, this is difficult. Yeah, And this is like, ah. So, and that's, ah. So that's what we are looking for. That ah. Melting. And suddenly suffering turns into something which is still difficult, but yeah, manageable. Yes. Any other question, comment? Yes.
How about this? I can't remember anything, not during this exercise or during the previous. I remember like the beginning, the previous exercise. I remember swimming inside myself and then sitting on a stone or glass, looking at things, and then poof, I went away. And now I like scanned my body, and when I from head downwards, and when I came to my feet, poof, I went away. I heard your voice. I realized I was bending forward, and I was sitting down properly again. And when you blinked the clock, I was here again.
Yeah.
So or am I falling asleep all the time, or what is it, or shall I only accept it and what is it?
Yeah, that's a good first move. To accept, not to make a problem out of it, because that's what you experienced. And what is your own sense? Did you fall asleep? No.
I have been doing meditation during a lot of years.
Yeah.
And nowadays I like go on. I feel it like I go on some other level.
Yeah.
That I am not aware of.
Yes.
And that's can that be that I went there also now?
Yes. Yes. If you have established in your sitting practice certain states, certain ways of being, then of course just having a space like this, automatically it happens.
Yeah.
You are being meditated then
Yeah.
by the method which you have been cultivating.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. And in general, I'm not so much in this kind of meditation we just did. In the sense, no, I'm not leading often this kind of meditation because I don't feel to introduce something difficult into a moment where there is no difficulty. Why would I do that? So I don't feel that, or you should have made yourself a problem, yeah, because there was no problem.
It's not no problem for me, but I find it a little bit like amusing because everybody is telling what they saw and what they felt, and for me it's about.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's good that you not make a problem out of it. Yeah.
The first time I thought it was a bit scary, but not anymore.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, but in the case you have times in the morning where you have a difficult experience, so, and it is there and you feel it in your body, so then it might be helpful to have a tool like this.
Yeah.
But maybe for you it is actually easier to then just reconnect with the posture and just let go without any steps. So if that is possible, then why would you go through some steps and
Maybe difficult.
make it more difficult? Like no, first I have to go like this, and then I can relax. Yeah, if you can catch yourself creating a drama, and you can just let go by assuming a posture, by settling down, by saying, okay, yeah, then you don't need to do this. Mm.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
I know that it's very powerful, like to study this, but then you also meet people that maybe I can maybe get a little bit afraid because maybe they project to me that they need that mother love or something, but that they, if you understand, that it's maybe yeah, I feel like I don't think that I can feel that or need that somebody else have.
Mm.
Do you understand?
I could guess, but can you explain a bit more?
Yes, maybe some people want to be nearby me now that
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Some people wants to be near to you. So, and that is what is the problem?
This is difficult. I feel like that I can't maybe obey them or what they need.
Yeah. Yes. You feel it's too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I
Yeah.
get afraid.
Yes, you get afraid. You contract.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you are impolite.
No, I'm not impolite.
You're not impolite. You should be. Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it is.
You need to be a bit more impolite.
Isn't that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
think that?
Yeah,
Yes, I
definitely.
know.
Definitely. Yeah,
Somehow
so
you think that to be impolite is to be rude.
it's to be rude. Yeah, but it's time to explore rudeness.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You have explored a lot being nice and being kind and so you're very good at that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not the necessary training. So many of us, I mean, particular people who come to Buddhist centers and are like doing this kind of stuff, not everyone, but many of us, we actually need to learn to be more, more being able to set boundaries, being able to say no, being able to distinguish between really giving and giving it because you have something to give.
Yes.
It comes from fullness,
Yes.
and the giving which is like because you always have been the nice girl and you should give, and
Yes.
it's Buddhist to give, or because you're just afraid to stand up and say no.
Yes, I can feel that because I have been like taught, or
Yeah,
very beginning, to be polite or to be
that's right. Yeah, and then the Buddhist teachings didn't help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they helped your neurotic. They helped your neurotic niceness. I mean, I'm saying not in a contemptful way, neurotic.
Yes.
I mean, it's a kind of niceness which is not coming from really from
Yeah.
yes, it's a niceness which is coming from some other places.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe just because you should be that.
You should be that, or because that's how your parents liked you, or yeah, that's what you're supposed to in your culture, in your family.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed to do. And then, of course, in the beginning, when you then receive the teachings in Buddhism, then you feel, oh, that's great.
Yes.
That fits me. So now I don't need to learn what I need to learn, because I'm nice. But what you need to learn is also to say no and to put boundaries and to kick asses.
Yes. Because it's not to avoid something that is you can't give. It's impossibility. So yeah. If somebody wants from you something that you can't give.
Yeah. Yes. You need to be more realistic, or
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. So if you learn that part a bit more and not feeling guilty about taking your space and saying no, so my advice to you is to be more selfish.
Okay. But I have been
Yeah.
thinking that this must be the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your kindness will not suffer from that.
Yes.
No, your kindness is genuine and it is there, and it will not be harmed by that,
Yes.
but you will not exhaust yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can, maybe your kindness can become even a bit more braver than it was before,
Yeah. Yes.
because it also knows, oh, she can also say no.
Yes.
So now I can be a bit more braver.
Yeah. But this you can't read almost from anything, anywhere, like about these boundaries that you can be impolite, or if it's
Yeah. Yes.
somehow.
It's
And I've had a little difficult.
yeah. It is something where the Buddhist teachings need to be adapted to the psychological structure of our upbringing.
Yes.
So, and traditional teachers, they don't get that. I mean, they teach the teachings in the way they received it,
Yes.
and it worked for them.
Yes.
But we need to translate it for us so that we can find a healthy way in it.
Yes.
This is a very important question, an important exploration. The Trungpa Rinpoche, he calls that that kind of compassion, he calls it idiot compassion.
What?
Idiot compassion.
Yes.
Idiot. It's also not so. Yeah, but it's. Yeah. It's fine with idiot compassion. So don't beat yourself up for idiot compassion. If I'm a patient in a hospital, I'm very happy about a nurse with idiot compassion. So keep on doing, but also become aware and nurture the healthy compassion, while you do also some of the idiot compassion, because it's needed also. Hospitals wouldn't work without that. But then there's to explore what is actually healthy giving, healthy compassion, which does not want to give, which does not want to have something back, which is not manipulating, which is not looking after how it looks, which is not coming out of a should, which is not like a moral obligation, or now I should cherish others and I shouldn't cherish myself. So it's good to be aware of that.
So, in relation to this, I think I have a bit opposite question. That what if you feel that you can't receive compassion, you don't deserve it?
Yeah, yeah,
You need to.
yeah. So that's also part of, and that's why I took so long time to to open possibilities. Like how can we open that door a little? Yeah. And I know that for us, for many of us, this is quite a journey, and probably with some therapy and really working, exploring that self-compassion.
I think that it would be possible by chance that maybe, but when you really work on it, it sort of works in a sort of opposite way. It becomes something that you feel okay, I can do this.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. It can become another project, like where you are not good enough. So I'm a failure, and I'm even failing in being kind to myself.
There could be a millisecond of compassion, achieving compassion.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes. I think part of this is doing this together with others, sharing with others, just sharing what you just said, touched people because they recognize that in themselves. And that being touched, that's what we're talking about. So now we are not in this kind of environment where we would do that work, but by you saying this and touching other people and seeing that you touch them, also something happens in you. So I think that could be one of the ways. I found that important, that sharing. So this is a good example, what you said and also what you said, how I believe it's so important for us when we practice in the Buddhist tradition that we combine the traditional teachings with personal work. That we combine the traditional teachings with emotional work, with personal emotional work, including our history, including our culture, including our childhood. And within the Tibetan tradition, there is no knowledge about that. There is no mentioning, there's no knowledge about child's development and family structures and and then if we put the traditional teachings into a place, into a life like that, it's it sometimes even makes life more difficult rather than enlighten and liberating life. It becomes just another corset we try to press ourselves, and we become more uncomfortable and more unhappy, and there's so much misunderstanding, and so this is, I think, important for us for a healthy practice to bring the Western insight and the Western wisdom and the Western healing methods together with the Eastern meditation methods. And it's happening many both directions, and yeah. Otherwise, you can, you would, try to do metta meditation for 20 years and not much happens because you actually don't know how it feels. So then may all beings be happy, may all beings be happy, may I be happy, may I be happy, and then you feel more and more, I'm a complete failure because nothing happens in my practice. I do this for 20 years and nothing really moves. So, and there is, I mean, the Western schools of thoughts, the Western work on the mind and the heart. We are not stupid. There is wisdom there. Okay, so let's have a break and 15 minutes, and then we will talk a bit about the fourth step again.